That ain't shit. I hate that, bro. I hate them. I don't hate bad guys. I gotta stop saying that. I really, because it ruins cars when they go through there. Now that I'm like a detailer. And
if I can pay my bills, I'm good. I'm coming over. Found a message in my bottle. Your son is coming up. By the bill, by ill, by boo. Well, you already saying you ain't nothing but a baby. Your fear is growing up. Listen here, I say my dude, and what you call it? It was heaven at the bottom, and peace from throwing up.
yeah, some cars, dude. Like, I saw a Bentley come through there. I'd seen Maseratis come through there. And I was like, dude, this is pretty cool. So I needed a job. So what I did is I started landscaping, and I was working with this guy named Casey Bryant. Shout out Casey Bryant, man, for real, because that was one of the hardest working dudes I ever worked with in my life. But yeah, I was doing a lot of landscaping with him, and dude was a workhorse. Like he taught me a lot about like my just drive. You know what I mean? Like you cannot stop, break down every door. So, but there was also like I still have mistakes. Like everybody makes mistakes, and I was taking in all the good that he did and all the bad that he went. And I was learning so much. Like not so much about landscaping because I didn't really have a love for it, but I was everything. I knew I didn't have a love for it.
Just work ethic purposes.
I knew I didn't have a love for landscaping, so I had to learn everything else that I was there for. And then we ended up having a little fallout, whatever. I stopped working with him, and then I immediately needed a job again. So I went and got a job at RK Chevrolet off like Virginia Beach Boulevard, London Bridge,
I
whatever.
remember that,
Yeah, and I was detailing there, and they said I was the youngest detailer that had ever worked there. And at this time, I think I was 20, maybe 19, 20.
Were you 20 yet?
I don't know.
I don't even know if you were 20 yet.
I think I was 19, somewhere around there.
Yeah, because our birthdays are both in September, and when I met you, I think I was either 18 or 19. I can't even remember. We were both super young.
It was maybe like 2 years after high school. I don't know. I had worked so many jobs. I can't even tell you. But they're like, how long have you been detailing? I'm like, not that long, but I know a lot about it. Like, I'm interested. You know what I mean? Like, I'm willing to learn at least. So there's two cool ass dudes that were working there. This guy named Kyle and this guy named Anthony. They hated each other, but they both fucked with me. I kept shit separate. You know what I mean? When they were both in the room, I would just chill by myself because I'm not about to be your homie and then go and talk to a dude you hate. That's just not how I am. At least not in front of you because that's just disrespectful. So they were both mad cool and they were both super good at detailing, dude. Like they would do shit that I really had no idea could be done to a vehicle. Like taking scratches out in 10 minutes. You know what I mean? And making it look perfect. Headlights buffed out perfect. And like I was like, yo, this shit's hard. You know what I mean? So I ended up learning a lot from both of them. Ended up moving my way up to be getting paid like second most in the shop. Damn. I was like, dude, you got paid by every job you did. And at first 3 months, they didn't fuck with me because I was young. So all the old dudes would take all the good jobs. Yeah. And I would just get all the dirt. And I was like, whatever, that's the price you gotta pay. Yeah. So I kept doing all the little jobs, whatever. And then finally, one day I got so pissed off, I was like, fuck y'all. I'm going into work early and I'm taking all the keys. So I went in to work early and I took every good job on the chart. Every one. And when they got in, bro, nobody talked to me. Nobody said a word. Everybody was just giving me dirty ass looks. And I was like, word, I gotta make money. And then after that, every day there was at least 1 or 2 good jobs left on the chart. Every day. Every day I came into work, I at least had 1 or 2, which would make me at least like $100, and then I can go do some other stuff that would make me even more money. So I was like, word, I'm in. Like they knew I started learning everything, this and that, and then like it got to a point where the boss was so dumb. He like nobody in the whole entire dealership appreciated us at all, bro. Like not one bit. So I was like, do I want to sell cars? They were trying to get me to sell cars. They're like, please don't quit. Like, we'll find something else for you to do. Like, chill out. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, I gotta do something. You know? And I'm still working there. And then I had seen this dude, Sean O'Leary, post an ad, mobile detailing, and now hiring. And I got in contact with him, and I had no idea, but my really good buddy now, Will Temple, was working for him at the time, which was like, it all just clicked. It was so perfect. But I got in touch with him. I'm like, hey man, I'm like really interested in detailing, and like, you know, I'm not the one to brag about myself or nothing, but like I work hard. You know what I mean? I'm willing to learn. And he was like, he asked Will if he knew me, and he was like, yeah, I actually know him. Like, he's a cool guy. I don't know much about him. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, you're plugged in.
So I got the job. He says he starts everybody off at 20%. I did the first job, and he was like, all right, like, you seem like you already know what you're doing, so I'm going to just give you 30%. I was like, word. So I actually was making good money was like what I thought was good money, maybe like $100 a day, you know what I mean, $80 a day, $120 a day sometimes. It was cool. And I'm outside, and I'm like, we were working on boats, we were working on Porsches, nice ass cars. Like, I had actually done a Mercedes SLS with him. I had done an SL 500, and it was like it was the 500. It was like the 500 series or something, and there was only 500 made in the world. Like all blood red guts, so beautiful, dude. And this guy's property was worth like $6 million. By the time, like the moment you drove onto his property, every single thing that was concrete was stone, so stucco stone. So you immediately pulled in, you look to your left, and there's like a nice little like guest house, right? You go a little further, you go to the right, and there's like a mother-in-law suite. There's 4 garage doors, and then a set of stairs on the side that goes upstairs, apartment, like bathroom, kitchen, bedroom, all that. And then you go up to his house, and it's just like a stone mansion. And all the shingles on top are slate. They're not even like real stone. So you know this man got money. And then you go to the left, there's a carport made of stone, and then you look past in his backyard, and there's a 40-foot boat. And you're just like, bro, what is this man do? Music producer, come to find out. Never learned his name or anything. Yeah, old dude, old money. But yeah, this kid, man, had so many good clients, dude. So many good clients. We had like Bay Colony taken over, mobile wise. All the nice cars were going to a guy at Dirty Details, which is he's the man for sure. Shout out Dirty Details, by the way. Yeah, dude, doing so many nice cars, and I had just learned so much, dude. This kid, when I first started working with him, was like, bro, he's a maniac. He was doing he was such a hard working dude, making phone calls left and right all day, making stuff happen. And then he had just got into some other type of business, lost the love for it completely, and wasn't paying me what I deserve. I was starting to call clients. I was starting to make schedule clients. I'm starting to, like, when stuff goes wrong, I'm taking care of it instead of the owner. You know what I mean? I was like a manager almost. Because my buddy Will had left and went down to Florida, so it was just me and him at this time. And I just wasn't getting paid what I deserved. And I was like, you know what? Out of everything I've learned from this, I can do this shit myself. And I can do it better. And I thought about it. I was like, do I really want to work on cars? And then I just came to the point where I was like, bro, if I'm going to work on anything, that is fine. You know what I mean? Like, I really love cars. And then now, this was in March of this year. No, this was in January of this year. So I had a little bit of money saved, and this is when I was chilling with my boy Curtis so much, man, because he was about to go to Brazil and play professional soccer. So he was just in the mindset of like, all right, I'm leaving here. Like, what am I gonna do now? Like, I didn't have a job, I didn't have anything, but I had a little bit of money saved up. So all we did, we were just up at 6 a.m. running on the beach, getting in shape, best shape probably been in my whole life. I have asthma, dude, and seemed like it had like almost disappeared. It was insane. So I'm like in great shape. We're doing so much, but like at the same time, like we're doing nothing. We're like we go on a run, and then we just sit in the crib and just plot all day long. And like at this time, people were looking at me, especially people that like expect a lot out of me, and we were like, yo, what are you doing? And like, you say you're gonna start this business, like you gonna start it or not? I'm like, oh shit, you're right. And I started getting nervous. I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? I'm like, I have nothing. I have a couple of products. That's it. So I got my money. I went and bought a vacuum. Then I went and bought a pressure washer. At first, I was just riding around with a vacuum, a hose. I just had one hose and a gun. No pressure washer. I had some soap, some interior cleaners, some leather conditioner, some tire dressing and window cleaner, and a wax. That was it. That's all I had. And I was riding around in my little Tacoma, my little 04 Tacoma. And dude, I wasn't making any money. I was making like $100 a week, you know, like, and it was just so tough on me because like, I was probably averaging out that much. Some weeks would be so good, I'd make like, not so good, oh my gosh, this is bad. But like to start off, it was really good. I was making like $400 in like 2 days, and then I would be like slow for like 5 days. You know what I mean? So it was getting really frustrating. I was getting really scared, and then I was like, yo, like every single person that I've ever worked for who's been an entrepreneur, when shit got rough, they just stopped. Like they just lost interest, or were just like, it's not gonna work out. You know what I mean? Everyone.
And that's why I commend you so much, because you might be, you are the hardest working friend that I have.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And the crazy part about that is, we both come from the same high school.
Yeah, for sure.
And we lived in an area where our parents were wealthy.
Yeah.
Well, not my parents.
My parents raised me very well.
Yeah. So like, it's easy to get complacent and go, oh, yeah, if I just have any issues, I'll just hit my parents up for a couple dollars.
Absolutely.
But with you, you said, fuck that shit. I'm gonna make a name for myself.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do my own thing. Like, what inspired that? Was that like something your parents put in you, or it was just like you learned on your own?
Well, I had the best life. I had played sports my whole life. I had played sports, dude. And my parents, just whatever I needed, they gave to me. Like, cause I was basically doing like everything they wanted in a kid, bro. Like, they asked me to clean my room, it's done in 5 minutes. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm going to soccer practice 5 days a week and playing games on the weekend and still keeping my grades up as a little kid. You know what I mean? And then like, and it's towards the end of middle school, we kind of started getting in a little mix because I started smoking weed, and then I started drinking, and then I started getting in trouble, and we were like on real bad patches, but they would still do everything for me, bro. Like everything, anything I needed, they were like, I don't want to, but yeah, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? And after a while, like, I really felt bad for them, bro. I was like, y'all have done so fucking much, and I'm still a shithead. Like, I'm still, like, they wanted me to stop smoking so bad, man, and I just would not stop smoking. Like, I was just like, I was so rebellious, I didn't even care. And then like I said, I got a couple of alcohol charges as a young kid, and they were still, like, they would punish me for a little bit, but once I was, like, back on my shit, they were treat me like nothing happened. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, like, at some point, I was really like, dude, y'all have done enough. You know what I mean? Like, if I were a parent, I'd be like, yo, you really got it. Like, I'm gonna keep doing this because I love you, but like, you really gotta start doing something. You know what I mean? And as much as they didn't care if I started making moves or not, I'm making my own money. They don't care at all. But it was just like, you know what I mean? My dad was working like 70 hours a week, every week, bro. Being like 30 hours of overtime, 20 hours of overtime every week. And I was like, bro, this shit's sad. I don't even want to get into that because that shit is sad. I hate that my dad works so much, but like, it made me feel really bad. And then my little brother was just so spoiled, dude, so spoiled, and he still is to this day. But I love him, like, I love him so much, but he's so spoiled. So that's basically where it came from. Like, my parents, dude, they did everything, bro. Literally everything. So the least I could do was not ask for any help. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just like love, like, I love you, you love me. I don't need nothing more from you. When you want to give me stuff, I'll take it, but like, I'm good. Bro, and once I felt that, it was like, holy shit, I don't need nobody. You know what I mean? I was like maybe 18, 17, 18, and I just wanted to work. That's all I wanted to do. Like, I had gotten in trouble, so sports stopped right after high school. I was going to go to college and play soccer, this and that, and then I just got in trouble, and I didn't want to do it anymore. So I was like, I'm going to work. Started working, and I didn't ever need anything, bro. Like, ever. My mom, she said, all right, well, if you're going to do this, if you're going to get a job, you need a credit card. God bless her for telling me to get a credit card at 18 because my credit is amazing. Shout out to mom. And I've been having that since for 5 years now. So God bless her for that. She saved me a ton. That was great. But now our relationship is so great. My relationship with my parents, I'll never take advantage of that ever in my entire life, bro. Because I know so many of my good friends who came out such great people and just don't have a relationship with their parents. Like my best friend is adopted. You know what I'm saying? And like he's never really had family. You know what I mean? And he's still, bro. His head is in such a good place. You know what I mean? Like good people are everywhere, and for me to be able to interact with these like such good people and be friends with them, and have that relationship with my parents, bro, what more can you ask for? You know what I mean?
I got money.